everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Challenge Accepted. And I don't think it'll take too much guessing to figure out what my color scheme is going to be today. And I drew it, of course, from the inspiration pen. This is a pen on Khristina Sorge's Redefine Creative account on Pinterest. And it's one that that Shannon and I chose for today's Challenge Accepted. We're both doing this same lift, and I have to tell you, I absolutely love it. This black and white diagonal stripe that she has is an Amy Tangerine paper that she sent me because I admired it on her. She sent it in one of my kits, and I've used it. But the closest I could come up with was this one, this black and white that's not a diagonal stripe, but it's kind of that pattern. I'm not sure, like a giant half chevron, I suppose you'd call it. And it's from a Cartabella collection called Summer Lovin'. And the other side of it has these really cute swimsuits. And I love the swimsuits here. So I actually cut off a part that won't show on this layout so that I'd have those swimsuits. And if you know Cartabella paper, it's really nice and thick. So fussy cutting these swimsuits will make great embellishments. Okay, so that's that paper. I'm going to use my VersaFine ink in a minute. The other paper that I'm using, I used it to back the photo, and there's a lot of black and white in my photo too. This is a Jen Hadfield paper called This Is Family, and the paper is called Home Sweet Home, and on the other side of it are these cute little houses. And I took a scrap of this and fussy cut some of those houses, and since the theme of my layout is staying home, I'm going to use both sides of that paper. Okay, and there's a piece of paper here. I think that is a not Bella Boulevard. Is it Bella Boulevard? Might be Bella Boulevard, and it's got this leafy print and occasionally the word hello on the front of it, on the back of these green stars. I think it might be a collection called Something to Do with Stars. So I die cut a frame out of that, and I'm going to kind of use it here. I've got this little yellow striped paper bag because it's the right color yellow for my page, and I'm going to stick my journaling in it. I've done my journaling on a black tag in white ink, and I've got a couple tags I'm going to stick in there like this, and they'll show just like that behind the photo that I'm going to put here, and then this frame I'll put there. So there's kind of a conglomeration of black and white and black on here, and I'll put just a little dab of liquid glue later. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is the mixed media on this. This is the white paper here, which I have I pulled that off to do to get some paper to back my title, my Bramble Fox Perspective title. And this is the Vicky Boutin mixed media paper on top of that yellow, and I'm going to mount it kind of like that. I do want to see how much of it and let me kind of see. Probably right about here is where I need to stop my vertical line. And I'm going to make a little mark there actually I'm gonna doodle a heart. So that kind of shows me where that is. And I'm going to say that I'm gonna mount this like this with about an inch or so sticking down from the bottom. And so I want my horizontal line to maybe come out to there. And then I'll have this one coming out to there. And they're on different levels on Khristina's layout, and I may do something like that. So let me just kind of put that aside. I'm gonna leave this right here. Now, first thing I'm gonna do, like I said, I wanna get this away from here. I'm gonna put the page right there. The first thing I wanna do is the packaging technique with this yellow ink. This is squeezed lemonade distress oxide, and it's about, I think it's gonna give me about the right color, and then I may go over it with some splatters of this Diane Reevely ink. So let me get my water sprayer and kind of do that. And I'm going to take my packaging is relatively stiff. I'm gonna kind of get this on here and try to apply it sort of like that along that horizontal line, maybe here along this one, and then up this vertical line. Not really paying too much attention to whether it goes off the line, because the line is going to be defined largely by the black elements. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do there. And if you've been following along, you know that I'm in the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge, and the rules require the color yellow and some packaging technique, photos of vacation, numbers, and scrap lifting from the gallery. So I'm scrap lifting Khristina, and she's not in the Mind the Scrap gallery or this layout is not from the Mind the Scrap gallery. She actually is in the Mind the Scrap galleries because she's active on that site sometimes. I'm gonna dry this off, but this is not a lift. This doesn't get me the lift point, and it isn't going to get me the vacation point, although I kind of, in my journaling, I kind of address the fact that she considers it a great journey when she comes downstairs into the basement, into our place, and that chair is her absolute favorite. And that chair is actually, it actually pulls out to a sleeper, and it's where back when the kids were younger and they wanted to come down and spend the night with Grandma and Grandpa, we'd pull that out, and right in here you see the bedding. It's still in a big basket there, so if anyone wants to spend the night. Occasionally they still come down. If the weather's really bad outside, they feel safer in the basement, so they come down. Or if their dad's watching like a football game or something, and we're watching a movie they want to see or something like that, so they'll come down. Okay, so I think that's going to work out well there. Now let's start doing the lines. Now I've got 3 different washi tapes here, and this one is one that's got numbers on it, so that would actually get my numbers on there. I'm going to put the washi tape down, and then I'm going to stamp all over it. So that's one of my vertical bits. I've got this horizontal bit. Okay, that's not wanting to stick, which is odd. It must have, the sticky must have stayed on the next layer of washi tape. So that should be enough to keep it down. Okay, this is tearing, which is an effect I like sometimes. I'm gonna turn this up. Come on. And I'm gonna do it down here. Do this, it's gonna go over my little doodled heart. I may doodle that heart around in a few places before this is all over with. Okay, next bit I'm gonna use is this. I'm just gonna do it kind of right above where the photo may end up being, like right there, and I'm gonna tear it. It's a really bold black and white polka dot, and I kind of go right here, and those measurement lines will actually show through those dots, and that is so cool. Okay, let me do another bit down here, see if I can do this one right. I'll do this. Let me get that back up. This is kind of picky, and once I get all the media on there, this may not matter, but I just really want that to go along the ruler line there. Okay, that's good. It almost looks stamped on there, and I love that effect. Okay, so let's do this. And this. Okay, so we've got our foundation beginning to form, and now I've got this little black and gray and white tiny stripe, and I'm gonna add that and let it kind of stick out beyond there. And same here. Okay, and this one I'll have extend a little bit longer. Okay, now that's enough for those lines, and put the washi tape over here. The next thing I'm gonna do is, in here there are these bits that kind of form the foundation for some of the other elements. So I'm gonna leave mine open instead of having solid black there. Put that back down. And I'm going to take, this is a giant toilet paper roll, like you find in service stations. I'm gonna do this one right there. Okay, I had no idea what that was gonna look like. We just emptied it this morning, and so I thought I'd try to use this in the composition. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna use that for now. Put that aside. Okay, now I'm going to explain some of the elements. First thing I want to do is I pulled out, because it's a doggy page, I pulled out my Tim Holtz Crazy Dogs set of stamps. And I've got this leash and a bone and a food bowl and this little goofy looking dog that looks the closest to Reese, actually. And then from the sayings, I pulled what I think is going to be cute, and I want to stamp it kind of right here, and it says define normal. So let me get that there before I forget. And these are some of all the rest of the stamps are what I would call accent stamps, including the date that I'm going to use. So there's my define normal. Hopefully that, okay, that's stamped well over the yellow ink and onto the washi tape. So that's good. There's a little bit of this in here that's not fully stamped, and the top of that R. So the rest of it is perfect, and that the little black pen fixes that, and it's the same. These Uniball Signo, I love the white, and I've gotten addicted to the black because it's a really, really vivid black, and it matches the vivid black of this Onyx Black VersaFine ink. So I can fix any number of mistakes there. Okay, let me put that over there. And now we're gonna do a little, let's see, Christina's got, okay, that needs some glue, I guess. Christina has some nice big stamping here in this area, which is kind of right in there, and up in this area to the kind of shooting off from the vertical line, and then down here. Now, my photo's gonna hang off, so I could actually do something here. That's possibly where I could put the bone and the food bowl. So let me get a little glue. My washi tape is not cooperating, so let me get a little glue on the end of that. And I think this one kind of came up too. Well, it seems to want to stick now, so I'm gonna leave it until it decides to misbehave again. Okay, let's see. I've got the food bowl here. I'm just gonna kind of put it down right here and let that be, and I'll do the other stamping around it. I'll do the bone. Maybe I'll do the bone in several places. Put it maybe like that, where it's kind of in the area, and I'll add some other things. I could maybe do a bone right here. Ooh, there it goes. I hate that. I dropped my stamp. But let's try to fix it. It's not a clear stamp, so I don't know that I got that right, but that's okay. It's gonna be grungy and kind of messy, so I'm hoping that won't look too out of place there. Okay, I'll do it along there too. I hate that I did that. And you know what? I have some, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. The photo cluster is gonna go right here. So I have these two hearts that I punched out of that yellow paper, and I'm going to stamp them with a couple of cute stamps. Put that there and do this. I'm gonna do one of them with this texty stamp, and I'll do it kind of like that and just kind of run over it like this. There we go. Okay, so that's one. I have this stamp which has a lot of little tiny dots, and these are rubber stamps mounted on foam, which I hardly ever use because they're in a different place from my other stamps. And I thought maybe I had some numbers, but I only have alphabets. Okay, so those have been stamped and they're gonna go over that misstep there. Okay, so there are no mistakes in scrapbooking, just opportunities for embellishment. So that's proof positive of the truth of that. Okay, now while I've got this texty stamp out, let me make sure I know which side is up. Not that it matters, but Christina's got something that I love right here where she's got a kind of a scripty, texty thing there. And I'm gonna just kind of pat my stamp on the stamp pad and kind of put it down there. There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna do it again, maybe kind of right there, and maybe right here. And that'll kind of show back behind the photo. Okay, I'm done with that stamp, and I'm done with the bone. Maybe I'm done with the bone. I'll put the bone back up here where I can find it. Now I want to do the dog, and I need my larger stamp block. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna do this and actually just ink the first part or the top part of the dog and have it right there. So we'll see how that works out. There we go. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, that's good for that stamp. Now I've got a bunch of other little kind of what I would call mixed media stamps. And they will give me kind of some of this look, and I like double stamping them. Okay, so this one is good. I picked that up at a off the freebie table at a retreat one time. Here we've got this little one that we used on the, I really don't, that's gonna give me a straight line, and I don't necessarily like that. I'm gonna try to just kind of touch it down there, and maybe there and there. So just getting some little, I'm not gonna do the whole stamp. And whoops. Okay, that got a nice bit. I like that. So let me do that, okay? And it kind of went up there, so we'll have to do something to cover that up. So I'll put that aside. I've got this little almost compass rose looking thing. So I'll do a few of those around there. And I'm realizing that's probably going to get cut off, and that's okay if it goes off the page. I've got a little bit of washi tape that's not sticking, so as soon as that ink dries, I'll try to fix that. I'll maybe do one of these over here. Okay. Now, I'm going to do something I want to put here. I want to do the date. This says May 2020. I think that's when this photo was taken. It may have been sooner than that. It might have actually been in June, but I won't tell anyone if you don't, and it's not really a critical thing. This is inspired to do this by Emily Chamel at Scrap Academy, and I did a class on it, which is silly because I hadn't ever done it before, on journaling or stamping your journaling. And you know, that's not a whole lot of journaling that I stamped there. Let me get a few more kind of random stampy bits across here, and then we'll put the photo on and see if there's anything else I want to stamp. Let me kind of get that there. I'm going to go maybe here and here and maybe up kind of like that over the text. Just a slight detail. And these are some circly bits that can kind of, oh, I like how those look. And I can do those down here and something across there. Okay, I like it. I've got some more little tiny circly bits, and I'm just gonna tap a few into some places here, right under the date there. Ooh, it kind of went over into the date, and that's okay. Let me do that. And maybe I kind of want something there, but we'll see what works after I get the photo mounted. So let me get that on there. Okay, what I have done here is I backed the photo with that black and white floral, put some foam behind it, mounted it on the paper sack, and put some foam behind there, and I put the tags in there. So that's my whole story. Actually, I'm not going to mount it. I'm going to lay that there because what I need to do now is mount this on this to get the full effect there. And I think I want to do, let me look at the original. Khristina has it at not too severe of an angle so that it's just slightly at an angle. This is just a little bit shorter than this. I'm gonna maybe do mine at a little more of an angle, just for the heck of it. I'm gonna adhere this. Before I forget, this is driving me mad. I've left my glue open. I've been using it all morning. Okay, there. And that smudges, and that's fine. That goes along with the kind of the grungy mixed media look. Okay, and then I'm going to do this here. Go back here and do this. And that. Okay, now I need to get my trimmer. Let's see. What I'm gonna do. Okay, this. You know what? I'm gonna do that off camera. Let's not, what I'm gonna have to do is take my ruler and my knife and cut that, and that actually might not be too difficult to do on camera on top of my glass mat because I didn't use my glass mat there. Okay, I'm gonna be cutting off some of my stamping, and that's okay. Again, I think I'm gonna do this off camera. I don't really want to, for this to be that long. Okay, I've got it mounted. You'll get the idea. This is gonna go straight across here, and this will go straight down here. But right now, let's mount the photo. And I'm gonna cover up that bone that's there. Okay, I've done that. And I didn't stamp the leash anywhere. It could go right there. So let me do that real quick. I'm gonna cover my glue so the top bit doesn't dry out. Okay. Get that kind of over a bit, and I'm going to lay it right here so that it actually follows that line that was left by the text stamp, and it just looks like the text ended at the leash. That's kind of okay, I think. Okay, so now this is on here. I'm going to cover this, I'm gonna raise this up on some foam. A little too big a piece of foam. I'm not thinking here. Normally I have those pieces cut and applied. Okay, I'm gonna do it here, and then I'll kind of double this one up, and I'll put the foam over on the side here. And I'll put a little bit of tape there. And it'll go like that. Okay, so now my title, I took a perspective, glued it onto a piece of the cardstock, that piece of cardstock that I cut off of here. And I, after it dried, I went through with my craft knife and just cut very carefully around it. Not carefully enough, apparently. So now I'm just gonna glue it on. It's already, it's already got dimensions, so I'm not gonna put it on foam or anything. And ideally, these things, these hearts would have gone over here so that I'd have this title over here kind of by itself, but I'm gonna just layer it just right under that, and I'm gonna try to put it at the angle of the paper, so it's parallel to that. Now, in my little bucket here, I have these little houses, and I thought I could do, since it's called Staying Home, and I had these, they just seemed so perfect. So I can kind of insert that one there, and then I can layer another one underneath it, maybe down at a different height. Well, actually, let me go. I don't like that one. How about this one? Okay, I'll find a way to get that under there, and it's going to be right on the line there. Okay, that's good. And then I thought I might have one here underneath the heart, so that'll be 3. I cut out about 5 or 6, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to arrange them. So that kind of works. I'm not going to put any up there. I do have some little leaf sprigs that could go in the composition, maybe right here. And I know I cut out a couple more. I've got a couple little die cuts from the Bramble Fox die set. Let's see, do we want to do this one? Probably. I'm gonna say over on the same side. Maybe right there. That kind of covers up the 2020, but that's okay. These little tickets and this little banner, the ticket kind of cut off the leaf. I thought it would be cute to cut over the leaf design, but I'm not crazy about it. So this little banner can go maybe here. It doesn't show much on that white background. So I think I'll just not use it. Maybe here. Nah, don't need it. I'm gonna call it done, except for the cutting that I have to do, and these splatters that I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna do just little yellow splatters that should be the same kind of lemony yellow. And Shannon does so many pages about her bulldog that she may do a doggy page too. We haven't coordinated that far in advance, but okay, so thank you for watching. I'm going to call this quits. I'm going to go, once everything dries, I'm going to cut that, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's not quite as colorful as Christina's, but I'm happy with it, and I think she'll like the lift. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for another off the board. This is my off the board page for today. Tomorrow's off the board page will be Mixed Media Frenzy. So that's how we end the month-long off the board craziness. And then starting on the 1st, I will be doing little 30-second videos of my daily pages for the 12 days of summer scrap lifts at Scrap Squad. So I've got that coming up, but they won't be full-length videos. I'll just film myself making the page each day and then and do it on time lapse. So thank you for watching. Go out there and accept some challenges. Bye.